So, Chef, I wanted our audience to really see the inside of a walk-in in a restaurant, and I want you to break it down. What do you have in here?
Yep.
And tell me a little bit more about your philosophy, your menu, what you're doing here.
Yeah, you know, in a nutshell, the Publican, the idea, it popped into our heads. It was oysters, pork, and beer. That's the philosophy. And I went to all my chef buddies in town and I said, hey, we're going to open a restaurant that's about oysters, pork, and beer. And they're like,
awesome.
How could it be bad?
Right.
And then that developed into oysters being a starting point for a seafood side of the menu, artisanal hams being a starting point for a pork side of the menu. And it's all about sort of an old world approach. We use all the offal, we use the animal from head to tail, we use everything that's in this cooler.
And everything is done in-house?
Everything's done in-house, all the charcuterie, well, with the exception of the artisanal hams. Okay. We buy hams from Spain, we buy hams from Iowa, we buy hams from wherever. We make hams in-house as well, but we can't do it quite as well as the masters have been for centuries.
Right.
Yeah, so like for example, from the East Coast today, a beautiful wild striped bass from Long Island Sound.
So you will smoke this?
No, this guy's going to be served as a fillet fish.
Oh, beautiful.
Butchered and served. Right here is a halibut, a little halibut from, little beautiful halibut from near Fort Bragg, one of the beers that we had. This fish was caught out there. We get a direct shipment twice a week from Monterey Bay. We get sardines. We get these beautiful soles here. They're in plastic, but these guys are slimy and fresh. They were caught yesterday. We get them the next day.
So they're literally overnighted to you?
They're overnighted to us.
Do you have specific fishermen that you work with, or specific groups of people that you work with?
We do. We have a guy named Captain Don on in New Orleans that we buy shrimp from. This pig, for example, on the other side of the menu. Okay. This pig was raised by a guy named Mike Gingrich. He's a famous cheesemaker. Won gold medals year for his Uplands. I think it's called Pleasant Ridge Reserve cheese from Uplands.
What will you do with this?
Oh my God, we're going to do so much with it. I mean, the thing that's really noteworthy is look at the fat cap on there. That's really special. I mean, look at that. I mean, amazing.
So you could, I mean, look at that.
This is a.
That's a beauty.
This is a front leg, shoulder. This will be mostly turned into sausage. This right here is a middle. This will probably be trimmed up and rolled into a porchetta. This is a different ham here. But then over on this side you have, and it's actually earlier in the week, some bacon's hanging here, a bunch of sausage that we do in-house, metwurst. This is a dry chorizo. Here's the leg of that pig. You can see it right there, it's salted. Right. In about a year that'll be ready to serve. It'll be a ham. Okay. Yeah, in about a year. It'll actually sit here for another 2 weeks and then hang in our curing room. Blood sausage made in-house. It just goes on and on and on. On the rack here, pork pies we saw earlier. This is a sausage waiting to happen. Tons of different charcuterie items. This is the terrine that we tried. It's wrapped in bacon. That's a good week's worth. And on and on. And you know, really the idea is we go to certain farmers. They deliver us product a couple times a week, and we base the menu on that product.
And then the magic comes out of the fingers.
You know, that's the beauty of it. Really, it's like a farmer that grows grapes. You know, in France they don't call them winemakers; they call them farmers. They grow grapes. The grapes, those are the guys that put all the flavor into the product. For us, it's all about respect for that product, how we treat it, how we put it on a plate. And for us, we really have to exercise a lot of caution and try not to do too much to the food to cover up what our amazing farmers and fishermen have brought to us.
Dude, you are a rock star. You're living it. You're breathing it. You're doing it. This is great. Thanks for the behind the scenes. This is very cool.
It's getting a little cold.
Let's go have a beer.
Yeah, awesome.